right, let's do this. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to an exciting edition of the Uper Farmer Cigar Garage Talks. How's everyone doing tonight? Doing pretty good. We're continuing on with the Halloween-themed war stories. And I might lose my light. I don't think I've charged it since the last video, so we'll see what happens. Anyhow, formalities. We are smoking a Camacho. Let's see if I can pronounce that. Corjo. Camacho Corjo. Not a bad little cigar. I don't mind Camachos. Came in one of these fun tubes. You might see a couple of tube cigars. The local cigar shop was having a bit of a deal on cigars. But let's just say they can treat their they're one of the cigar shops that has become corrupted and went more towards weed. And they take better care of the weed than they do their cigars. So when I buy cigars from them, they're either sealed in a separate pack with their own humidifying pack, or they're one of these tube cigars. The tube cigars hold up a little bit better. The drink tonight, there we go, Robert, I think this is the Bruce. Three Floyd's Scottish Ale. So, never had this one. Don't mind a Scottish Ale. A little red. Ooh, this is a nice dark red too. This is good Scottish Ale. At least by the color so far. Alright. Look at that. That's a good red beer right there. Let's give it a try. Ooh, not bad. A little hoppier than I like my Scottish ales. But so seems to be the trend recently. And if you hear any electrical zapping during this story, I've got we had some flies move into the garage. So I may be electrocuting some while I'm talking about tonight's story. So tonight we're continuing on with the Halloween spooky stories from the rig. And tonight, this one is spooky, creepy, mostly creepy. Very creepy. So anyway, me and my partner, newer partner, she hadn't been around for horribly long, I think maybe a year. We were working together. We get called out for a gentleman not doing well. We get there, and sure enough, he's not doing well. He is clearly dehydrated. He has defecated himself and not doing very good. Oh, excuse me. Not doing very good. We get in there, we want to take him in, get him treated. He also informs us that he's some member of some Knights Templar or something like that, and he cannot be treated by conventional medicine. It's his inalienable right to die at home. Okay. Well, he was very much not with it. So we asked him if he had any of this in writing, and he did. He had there's one bug down. He had this long form letter, and it was about the history of this church he was a part of. It had a priest or a pastor, or whatever the person was, who kind of called and confirmed that yes, he was a member, and yes, he had expressed these wishes. We talked to the doctor. So it was legit. We were given permission. Let the guy die at home. Okay. Well, this process took a long time. I think we were on scene for at least an hour trying to solve this. And in that time, it's not like we just left him. We got him something to drink. We moved him to his bed where he could be more comfortable. Cleaned him up, of course. Got him new change of clothes. Cleaned him up. I did a few tests, and yeah, he was in the last few hours of his life. I've been around that many times. The lady who I was with, who was new, she had not. This was kind of her first experience with basically watching someone who's about to die. Not much you can do for them. Well, the guy was a hoarder. He apparently used to have made a lot of money, lived in a big house, and then when he started getting sick and his wife died, they moved him into a family farm, which was smaller. Nice, don't get me wrong, not like he was abused or mistreated. Very nice family farm. And that's kind of where he spent his last days. So the room was just chock full of stuff. And there were a lot of things that just kind of made the back of the hairs on the back of your neck tingle as we're walking through this house. My partner swore she saw stuff like, not move in front of her, mind you, but like that's not where that teacup was before, and it's just the two of us in the house. For me, there was this ventriloquist doll, and she kind of confirmed she thought so too, that the doll would constantly move its head and watch us as we went about our business. So there was that, and then there was his letter, which was very creepy. Talked about events in history, events in the Bible, talked about another religious book. And I don't remember the exact order, but it was pretty much like a Knights Templar order, like you're not supposed to be reading this type thing. Freemasons or whatever. It wasn't an order I was actually familiar with at the time. And at the time I didn't put much effort in trying to remember the actual name of that religion that he was a part of. He had quoted passages in the Bible. It's very, very odd. Quoted historical events and historical figures, but some of the history events I did know about, and they were quite off. So, anyway, we're getting ready, and again, something just doesn't feel right. Both my partner swears stuff is moving. I swear this ventriloquist doll's head is moving. We're hearing noises, whatever. It's not uncommon, especially when you're around someone who's dying, for you to get a little freaked out, a little off your guard. Not really freaked out, I'll go off your guard. Because instinctually, evolutionarily, it's not normal for us to want to be around death. It's something we want to avoid. So to actually be around it, you have to be trained. You have to be experienced. So you do get this little on-edge feel. So anyway, my shift is, we're getting done with the patient. We confirm he lives by himself. The other family members and friends, unfortunately could not stay with him. I petitioned the program, or the ambulance director, if I could do a standby shift at his house, just so he didn't have to die alone. The request was denied. We were short-staffed. I felt really bad about it. But I figured I went on standby at 7. I was going to swing back in and check on him. Well, shift ended. I went on standby, and we got call after call after call, so I couldn't swing in to check on him. I felt really guilty, but I looked at the time, and the family was already supposed to have been there and been with him. And then, to my surprise, at about 8 o'clock, we get the call. He had expired. All right. So we go back. I was me and the same person. We went from standby. Well, we took the call, went to go check on this gentleman, kind of get him all packaged up and whatnot. We're talking with the family, and we're like, well, someone mentioned something about his wife. And I says, well, yeah, he lives alone. He's like, well, no, his wife is here. We're like, what? What are you talking about? She's like, well, she's upstairs. And we're all just like, oh my God, what the hell? And we go to the stairs, and there's plastic, like, stapled to the stairs. Like, you can't get upstairs. We're like, what? Wait, what are you talking about? And we're like freaking out that this is like some like serial killer thing. He's got his wife like upstairs in custody or something, or tied up, or maybe her mummified body. We're freaking out. And then they explain that no, she's cremated. Her ashes are with him. And that was it for me and for my partner. We're like, yeah, we're done. All right, thank you very much. Yep, we did everything we could. We got to go. Just a very bizarre. Again, I've been around lots and lots of dead bodies. I've been around people who are dying. I've been around people who die in front of me. This one, though, is just odd. All around odd. And as I sat there, and even as I think about it now, it kind of gives me a little bit of chills. It was just a bizarre call to be a part of. And that's what you run into in EMS. Again, it's dealing with death is nothing normal, but sometimes it's just odd what you run into. It kind of gives you, again, those chills. It's just different. So this was one of those calls. It was just creepy being at this house. It's hard to explain. I hope I did a good job explaining it. You just felt off while you were there. And there were little things that kept happening. Again, his lettering was just off, just weird. So anyway, there's my second creepy story. Hope you enjoyed it. There's a few more coming up this month. Hope everyone stays safe out there, and we'll see you on the next one.